My name is Jared Cram. I'm representing the Democratic Party as Senator Matt Diaz from New York State.
As part of this class, you've had to not only research some of the social media tactics that the candidates have used, but also assume an identity and run your own campaign. What kind of have the challenges been of the class in balancing both learning what's going on in the real world as well as running your own folk campaign?
Well, I think what we're doing is we're applying what we do learn in the real campaigns to what we do on social media. The challenge has been to really focus it in on the people that are going to be actually voting, my fellow classmates. So while it's great to use all the real life tactics and stuff, we're not out there shaking hands. We have to do it strictly on social media. And to do that, you have to be very effective at it, and our campaigns have really worked hard to do so.
What are some of the tactics that you've employed within your campaign in the class that you have done because you've seen it be successful in a traditional campaign, or that you've avoided because you've seen it be a failure?
Well, I think the one thing that we've really focused on that we've been effective at has been YouTube. The candidates have great YouTube channels. They put out some great ads, and we've done really the same thing with our campaign. And using YouTube and publishing them through Twitter, we've been able to reach a wide audience, and really the video is still, like it is in the actual campaigns, still strong when it comes to social media. It's been a very interesting class, and I don't think there's any campus or I don't think there's any class like it on any campus in America.
Bob O'Brien, O-B-R-I-E-N, and I'm representing Robert Lawrence, who is the Republican nominee for president in election class.
Would you say that your time in election class this semester has made you and your classmates more aware of what's happening in the real presidential election this go around than you might have been otherwise?
Oh, absolutely. I'm into politics as it is, so this class was a natural fit. But in terms of what we learn in the class, I think everyone in the class has benefited from Professor Rotolo's integration of the digital aspect of it. It's a course from the iSchool, School of Information Studies, so the technical aspect of it weaved in with the political aspect of it has really given us a unique perspective on not only politics but campaigning and how effective campaigning is done, and kind of good perspective on this race and why it's become so close in these final weeks. So yeah, I'd absolutely say we've all benefited from it.
So as a mock candidate, what has been some of the more interesting advice or feedback that you've received from other classmates via social media during the course of the semester?
Well, I mean, being the Republican candidate, it's a big challenge because on a college campus you're hard-pressed to find a lot of truly conservative people. So the feedback I've gotten is just I've tried to mold my candidate to have more moderate social stances and conservative fiscal stances, and I think that's resonated with a lot of the kids in the class because one of the biggest issues in this election season is the economy. So if we have conservative fiscal values and more moderate to liberal social values, and that's what my candidate has tried to attain, I think that's something that resonates with college campuses and our class in general as a whole.
Now, you mentioned the fact that you have to take on a more conservative persona. This is out of character for you in terms of your regular ideological beliefs?
Absolutely.
How has it been, balancing that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big challenge. I think that's been, for me at least, the most difficult part of the class. My personal political views, I was raised by my parents as a liberal. Since I've gotten to school, I've become a little bit more libertarian, but being a hardcore conservative is not something that's in my blood. So having to play a character like that is really difficult, but really challenging and really exciting. So, and it also gives you a very unique perspective on the other side of the coin. So whereas I may not have considered other sides of social issues before, now having to defend them, I really have to get into them and understand both facets of every issue. And so in that sense, it's provided me an immense perspective, and it's been amazing.
Bradley Slavin, and I am the independent candidate for Mercia in election class, running under the Everyone is Invited to This party.
So tell me a little bit about the whittling down process over the course of the semester through the debates, and how you factored into that as an independent, alongside the traditional parties.
Well, I started out as a Democrat, running alongside the 6 others, and as we've gone through the primaries, it's slowly but surely knocked down to 5, and then after the last one is extremely close between Carter Rhodes, the character that I play, and Senator Matt Diaz, ending up in actually a runoff, and we lost in the runoff after essentially tying in the primary debate. So after not getting the Democratic nomination, we were just having so much fun doing the project that we said we didn't want to give up. Decided to throw our hat in the ring as an independent, and here we are with our own party.
What has it been like for you? What's your major, and if it's not in political science, most likely, what have the challenges been for you to kind of immerse yourself into?
I am a TV and IT dual major. I'm essentially a film kid, so my background isn't in political science or policy or any bit of that. I'd like to think that if I wasn't in this class, I would have done at least a little bit of research on the general election, but playing a character especially, for these debates, you have to go up in front of over 100 people, your peers, and seem knowledgeable for an hour. Off the cuff with no prepared notes. We run it just like a real debate. So to do that, I've had to educate myself a tremendous amount about all of the issues, and I give props to everybody else who's been a candidate so far, because that's probably been the biggest challenge. Actually, just like a week and a half ago, a professor was handing back quizzes, and apparently there's a kid in my class named Carter, and she said Carter, and I had to catch myself as I started to raise my hand. It's been that bad.
Okay. Anything else anybody wants to add about the experience, the time, anything?
I mean, it's been a tremendous opportunity. It's been a blast. I hope I don't end the class with schizophrenia, but if I did, I'd be okay with that, because Carter Rhodes is a pretty darn good person to play.